What's up, guys? Man, I told myself I wasn't even going to make a video about this, but I just can't help it. You know, it's the top trending story on Father's Day is what's going on at the border. You know, it's never been more clear and more apparent that they care more about illegal immigrants than they care about U.S. citizens. They don't give a damn about American citizens. They don't. You know, I find it hard to believe that they truly care about illegal immigrants too, but that's a whole nother topic. You know, everyone is so outraged about children being separated from their families when their families are crossing the border illegally. And the way that they're framing the argument is like ICE agents are some monstrous, vile, heartless, militant human beings that are ripping children away from their parents. You know, I saw a headline where they talked about how supposedly a mother was breastfeeding and had her baby ripped out of her arms as she's breastfeeding. I don't buy it. I don't buy it for 1 second. You know, the way that they use euphemisms and they manipulate linguistically to, you know, control your feelings leads me to believe they would just flat out lie about something like that just to sprinkle it on and oversell it. They're overselling it when they say stuff like that. You know, when they switch it from, you know, illegal aliens, which is what they are by definition, when they switch it from illegal aliens to asylum seekers, you know, migrants, that makes it seem like it's not that bad, when in reality, it is that bad. It's much worse than we even know. You know, that's all the left really wants to focus on is social issues. They never want to talk about economic issues and the fiscal impact it has on tax-paying citizens when you import poverty, because a lot of these people are going on welfare instantly, as soon as they get here. I said this in the previous video, how a lot of them don't even have like a 6th grade education. Some of them, a lot of them, most of them do not speak English. They're going to need help immediately when they get here. You know, they're very low skilled workers. Where are they going to live? You know, and the fiscal impact it has on the taxpayers, we've had enough. I'm fed up with it. You know, I was looking at statistics of how it's impacting just Florida, and Florida doesn't even border Mexico. So I have to really travel to get here. It's something like $871 per household just to support the immigrants that are already here. You know, and the way that they're framing it against ICE agents like they're terrible humans for enforcing the law, that's damaging. That's very, very dangerous. You know, Donald Trump and Jeff Sessions, they're enforcing laws that are already on the books. Our ICE agents enforcing laws that are already on the books, put on the books by the Democrats and Obama. They just never enforced it until now. See, Trump, he's not playing. He means business. We need to build this wall. We need to reform our immigration policy. You know, I don't know how anyone couldn't be on board with reforming our immigration policy. You know, I just, man, it's crazy what's happening here. You know, they're calling us deplorables and we're a cult because we are America first. I don't understand how the words America first is a position of controversy. You have to take care of your own citizens before you take care of someone else, especially when that person can't take care of themselves. You know, we have veterans here that are homeless. What about the families being ripped apart here? You know, the families in Chicago and Baltimore and these other cities. There are failing school systems here. We have an overpopulated prison system here. You know, and all they care about is these children that are being ripped away from their families, you know, separated from their families. How come there was no outrage over Kate Steinle? She was permanently separated from her family by an illegal immigrant killing her. Edwin Jackson, same thing, from the Indianapolis Colts. He was permanently separated from his family, but no outrage there. You know, there's plenty of other stories of illegal immigrants that have come over here and in one way or another negatively impacted an American citizen here. You know, and the more that they push for these open borders, the more that is going to happen. The more it's going to happen. You know, I get it. They want voters. They want voters. The best way to get voters is to get people who are already here on your side. You know, get us to buy into what you are selling. But first, you got to sell the right thing. And I have yet to hear Democrats talk about what their plan is for fixing America. They have yet to address the American citizen. They are so focused on this crusade against Trump that they lost sight of the fact that there are people right here in America that are struggling. You know, there are people here, you know, Donald Trump got the economy back going, but there's still issues here that need to be fixed. And they have yet to prioritize that. And it's really sad. It's really sad to see that that is the top story on Father's Day, is what's going on at our southern border. You know, Donald Trump, he took a hardline stance on this immigration. Everybody knew what he wanted to do. He campaigned on it. And I don't know why people would even be mad. He's following through on his campaign promise. He's like, we need to get this wall built. And I totally agree with it. I totally agree with it. I honestly, I could vent about this for hours. There's just so many aspects to this. Illegal immigration and children being separated from their families. You know, last time I checked, if you get arrested, that tears apart your family. And that's regardless if you're an American or if you're an illegal coming across the border. You can't expect to get sympathy and special treatment when you're breaking the law. If you get arrested here, your kids don't get to go to jail with you, nor should they go to jail with you. These people are breaking the law. They're the ones that are tearing their families apart. They're the ones that are putting their children in danger when they're sending them across the border. You know, there's all kind of dangers in Mexico before they even get here. So wouldn't you think that building the wall would deter them from wanting to come over here, you know, illegally? Or at least they're going to think twice, like, well, damn, there's a wall. So once my kids get to that border, they're not going to be able to cross. You know, right now it's just so porous, they can just come over. And then you got all the coyotes and the drug trafficking. But we're framing it, not we, they, the left, the regressive left, they're framing it as Trump is doing something wrong. Jeff Sessions is doing something wrong. It's their fault that these families are being separated. You know, do we even know all the facts about these families that are coming over here? Do we know how old the kids are? Do we know that those kids are actually the kids of the parents that are getting arrested? You know, I saw something on MSNBC where I think they were playing like World Cup or something. It looked like they had nice beds. It just kind of looked like they were in some kind of facility. I mean, it's not like they're getting poisonous food and, you know, they're living around diseases and animals with rabies or something like that. I mean, they're probably getting treated better at our little asylums here than they're getting treated in their own country. You know, and I want to get back to the whole idea that I don't think that they actually care about illegal immigrants, because if they did, why don't we fix this problem in their own country? Why is it that we have to import their problems here and try to take those problems on? Why not just fix their countries? You know, why don't we send resources there to fix their countries, or donate? All these celebrities, all these millionaires that have all this money and they want to complain about how inhumane and immoral this is. Well, why don't you go down there? Why don't you take in some of these illegal immigrants? Why don't you take them into your community, since you can afford to take care of them? I mean, why don't you do it? Instead of lecturing us about why we're so horrible because we believe in America first. That shouldn't even be a controversial statement. It really shouldn't. But here we are. It's 2018. Midterms are coming up. And I feel like a lot is riding on this border wall. Like, we have got to get this border wall built. It has to happen. I mean, I don't know how people feel about the DACA situation, which DACA really stands for Democrats Against the Citizens of America. But, you know, if Trump wants to grant amnesty to them to have the wall built, I guess I'm on board with it. I am on board with it because it stops the problem. It's like stopping a leaky faucet if we build the wall, you know, and it just doesn't make sense to continue going down the path that we're going. And I love that Trump is showing everybody that he means business. He's not going to just kick the can down the road like the last 3, 4, 5 presidents did. You know, Bill Clinton said we have to do something about illegal immigration because it's affecting American citizens. He said this back in like 94. But because Trump said it, he's a racist. He's a bigot. They're talking about how populism is rising above, or like around the world. Italy just voted in like a populist right-wing candidate. But of course, they're calling it white nationalism. You know, how they're anti-EU and how they're anti-globalist. It's like, no, nobody's anti-globalist. We're just pro our own countries. preserving our own freedoms and our individual liberties and what makes our countries great. You know, that's why people are coming to America, because America has something to offer. But if you just dumb it down, literally dumb it down, when you bring in people that barely have a 5th grade education, that just means we're becoming like other countries, not better than other countries. We're just like other countries at that point. I don't want to rant too long. I just had to get that off my chest because that's the only thing that people are talking about, and it's just incomprehensible to me that they care more about illegal immigrants than they do American citizens. Let me know what you guys think in the comments section. Like, share, subscribe, donate to my PayPal, Patreon. Please follow me on Twitter, and I will catch you guys in the next video.